Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh and this is Working Man Reads. If this is your first time coming to the channel, please consider subscribing. If you like science fiction or horror, I'm your guy. That's what I've been reading recently, but I do have a deep, undying love for fantasy. But I am here today to talk about some books that I have gotten recently, and some of these are, I'm not gonna lie, they're eBay pulls. I've been kind of on a sci-fi kick, I know, and it was just October, and I was supposed to be reading a lot of horror. So the only real horror book I got is this, and it is Between Time and Terror: 17 Tales of the Masters of Suspense. And some of these they're Robert A. Heinlein, Arthur C. Clarke, Isaac Asimov, Dean Koontz, Clive Barker. So there is some sci-fi authors in here, but I grabbed this just because of how creepy this cover, and I couldn't pass it up because it's it just looks like a vintage horror style book, and it was released 1995. It was a bind up from ROC, it looks like. Next are some sci-fi pickups, and this is a series. Honestly, I got it because these covers just look kind of ridiculous, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, they just look ridiculous. So this is by Ross Anton Coe. That's the first one, and this is the second one. And I you know what I don't like about this cover is the series name is bigger. And then this is the actual title of the book. So we got Sorcerers Blood and Trails of Peril. And right on the front it says, in the epic sword and sorcery tradition of the mighty Conan. And pretty much I think that this author was friends with Robert E. Howard, because he literally in the dedication he dedicates the book to him. So, well, he probably wasn't friends with it, with thanks to Robert E. Howard and Jack Biss. So I don't remember when Robert E. Howard died. I think I'm mistaken here, and he died a little bit before this. But it's basically a ripoff of Conan. So let's read the back a little bit of the first one here. The intrepid warrior of Dorban is charmed against all sorcerers and spells because his veins flows the blood of the greatest wizard of them all, Talaman Kadash. Black Moon over Dorban. So yeah, so basically he's just going to be an unstoppable warrior. I'm assuming that's going to be his love interest. Sword and sorcery, pulp style book. Can't go wrong, right? So let's get refocus here. Next is Stellar 5, I believe. And yeah, so this is just, it looks like first publication, all new, all wonderful short stories and novelettes to read and enjoy. So it's just going to be an anthology of stories here. The Sword of Damocles, Elbow Room by, Marion Zimmer Bradley, I know that name. Charles Sheffield, he has a story in here. James P. Hogan. So yeah, just some quick reads. Sci-fi. That was kind of a free one that came in with the bunch that I got here. Next is another one by Marion Zimmer Bradley, The Colors of Space. That's a pretty ridiculous cover too. I just love ridiculous sci-fi covers. A young man in a deadly peril challenges the power of the stars. I just like reading the catchphrases on these. They're freaking hilarious. So we got some. Honestly, the reason I bought this was to get more Heinlein. If you're not aware, I am going to be reading every book by Mr. Robert Heinlein. This one, this cover is so crazy to me, so I got it. The Time Enough for Love. It's a chunker, but yeah. Time Enough for Love, the capstone and crowning achievement of Heinlein's famous future history. So yeah, but you got it's just cringy, 1970s, 80s sci-fi book cover. I just thought it was funny, so I wanted to get it. 1973. So this is the Ace edition, so it's actually from 87. But yeah, I just get a kick out of those covers. I'm not gonna lie to you. Heinlein. I've already read a couple Heinleins, and I have noticed the sexual nature of the way that he's a little misogyny, a little bit. So naturally, his covers kind of show it. But time for The Stars by Robert Heinlein. This one, it's a Valentine edition, and it was $1.75 when it came out. So freaking sweet. I just love old books. Yep, copyright 1956. This is the first Valentine Books edition, May 1978. And there is a bookmark in there from somebody in Pennsylvania. Pretty awesome. I just love finding crap in my books when I buy them. Oh, yeah, Already Read Books. That is a great name for a used bookstore. Out of print booksellers. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. So shout out to that bookstore. I hope they're doing all right. Support your independent local bookstores. But what we have here is a problem in communication. That's the tagline. That's funny. One of the superb Heinlein stories which have excitement, urbanity, humanity, rationality, peace, understanding, and which are a joy to read. Understanding. I don't know if that's what I mean, I'm a firm believer that you can separate the author from the fiction, but I don't know if I would put, I would say that Heinlein is understanding of people. I read the first one, the 6th column, and it was a little racist to Asian people. And so, I would consider that not understanding. But then again, this is a different time. I think it was World War II time. And so I get that. But, in 2021, it's a little different now. Yeah, so I'm not even going to read all the backs of these. But Ursula K. Le Guin, The Left Hand of Darkness. I've heard that this is an absolute must-read classic science fiction SF masterpiece. Yes, that's what I've heard. Winner of the Hugo and Nebula Awards for Best Science Fiction Novel of the Year. Beautiful, beautiful cover. Beautiful old edition. Can't go wrong. We have Isaac. Oh, this is edited by Isaac Asimov. So, the Hugo winners, Volume 2. It's got Anne McCaffrey in it. It has Fritz Leiber. Seeing if I know anybody. Robert Silverberg. Samuel R. something. Terrible glare. Terrible glare. Terrible glare. Come over to my face here. But, yeah. So, we got that. Lord of Light. Don't even know anything about this one. This looks 70s. I'm not going to lie. Just does. The bold lettering. Hugo Award Best Science Fiction Novel of the Year. So there's a lot of good ones in here, according to. If they won Hugos, then they're the best of science fiction, right? Isn't that the way it goes? Let's see if I was right about first. I was right. 1969. You just know. You just know 70s. You just know when you see it. Yeah, his followers called him something and said he was a god. He preferred to drop the That's this is actually a really funny little thing on the back here, but I think it's going to be like a cult like maybe like a cult leader type story, so that's pretty neat. This one, I love this cover as well. The Far Out People, edited by Robert Hoskins. Signet Science Fiction. Isaac Asimov. So this is another collection of stories, it looks like. This is very 70s as well. Just look at that. 70s. All day. All day. 70s, 80s fiction. I love it. I just love it. They don't make books like this anymore. 1971. So yeah. So there we go. We got a nice little haul. And I did it all in 10 minutes. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. And I don't care, because most people do the books backwards, because then people won't click away. But there we go. We got a nice little thing for you guys, but screenshot or whatever. But yeah, most booktubers don't show you the face of the books because then you don't watch the whole video. But I don't really care. That's a good pick. So I'm here for the books. But I hope everybody has a fantastic day. And this has been a science fiction book haul. We love that vintage style, good smelling books. Most people shouldn't smell books or handle them right away in 2021, right? Because of everything going on. But I let these sit in the house. That's what I do with mail now. I don't know if anybody else does it. It might be overkill because they say it can't live on surfaces. But I literally will let books sit for like 3 days before I even go touch anything. Just because I don't want to be inherently, spreading it around my house. So I hope everybody has a fantastic day. Until next time, this has been Working Man Reads. Peace.